Hi, I'm making a quick video about a hidden charge from Care Credit. I'm just gonna go impromptu without any preparation. So, I just got off from a call with Care Credit. This was my third call to Care Credit today. What happened was, I had eye surgery last month and I had loaned $9,000 from Care Credit. The whole process was done by the eye clinic. So I did not know too much about it. All I knew was that I was supposed to pay off $277 each month. I decided to pay a little more because that's what the eye clinic advised. They said, like, pay off if you can, like $300 each month, just to be safe, so you don't fall into the interest trap of any loaning agencies that you may fall into. So every time I got a paycheck, I got two paychecks in between, and I paid off $500 each time. So in 1 month, I paid off $1,000 to Care Credit towards the $9,000 that I had loaned instead of paying $277. And I was really happy with myself because I don't like to keep loans anywhere. I try to stay on top of it as much as possible, even though I don't make a lot of money, but I still try to pay off the loans whenever I can. However, this time I got another paycheck and I just went to Care Credit and I saw that I was charged $30. So what happened a few days ago was Care Credit tried to pull all $8,000 out of my account, the remaining $8,000, because I had already paid off the $1,000 out of the $9,000 loan I had. Care Credit tried to take the whole $8,000 out of my account. It freaked me out because it wasn't supposed to be. So I had called my regular bank, which is Chase Bank, and told them, hey, Care Credit is trying to pull that money out of my account. What can I do? And the Chase Bank customer service agent told me, since you don't have the money in your account, you don't have to worry. The whole money will bounce back to your account. I had about $900 in my account at that time, and the whole money bounced back into my account in 2 days. So Care Credit was showing me minus 700 something, 7,000 something dollars because they tried to pull the $800 out of my account. I had $900 in my account. They took that and then they returned the whole thing. So I was okay because they returned the money. Then in 2 days, Care Credit tried to pull the $8,000 out of my account again. It freaked me out again because this time I had received another paycheck and my account had like $1,200 or something. Care Credit pulled that whole thing out of that $8,000, right? So I called Chase Bank again and they told me the same thing, like, okay, don't worry, nothing is going to happen. And this time I called Care Credit too because I can't just have them try to pull the whole $8,000 out of my account. What if by luck I have $8,000 in my account and they take the whole thing? How am I gonna survive that month, right? Not like it's ever gonna happen that I'm gonna have $8,000 in my account. But anyway, I called Care Credit this time. Care Credit works via Synchrony Bank. I called that number that I found on Google that says Care Credit contact number. I don't know if it really takes you to Care Credit or it takes you to Synchrony Bank or they're like a merged agency, but it took me there. And the nice lady told me that I have an auto payment set up. That's why Care Credit is pulling the money out of my account. So I asked her to have the auto payment taken off from my account. Whenever I logged into Care Credit, I never saw any mention of there being an auto pay. So I was really surprised to hear that there has been an auto pay. I thought maybe the eye clinic has set up the auto pay by mistake, like they checked in a box, and that's how it happened. I just assumed. But however, I asked the lady to remove the auto pay from my box. I don't want any kind of auto pay, not even an auto pay of $277, which I'm supposed to pay every month. I just don't want that anymore. I'm gonna get my paycheck every 2 weeks. I'm gonna manually pay off Care Credit and be interest free. That was my plan. Then today, when I got my next paycheck, I went to Care Credit because I wanted to pay off the $500. And in the statements, I see they have charged me $30. 30. I think that's what they call in Spanish. $30. Because the money They tried to pull the money out of my account twice and the money bounced back. So that's why they charged me $30. And I was like, whoa, that $30 is a lot of money for me. I can't have that. So I called first Care Credit. I called them and asked them to exempt the money because I did not know there was an auto payment set up and I had removed the auto payment, but the charge still happened because the incidence of them pulling the money and it bouncing back to my account already happened. And the lady in the customer service told me there was nothing they could do. So I hung up from Care Credit and called Chase Bank. Yes, I know I'm not very good at banking. I'm trying to get better at this. I'm much better at this, but American banking works in a much different way than Bangladeshi banking did. And it's a very steep, curvy, up and down learning curve for me. It's been really hard learning all the stuff that is happening in the USA. So I called Chase Bank, which is my regular bank, and asked them if they can help me with the $30. Then the nice guy at Chase Bank. Chase is the best bank in the world. They have been so helpful at everything, my whole journey of learning US banking. So the guy in Chase Bank, he told me that I had only have two payments with Synchrony Bank, that is Care Credit. I paid $500 twice, and that's all the charge they can see. They can't see any extra $30 anywhere. However, whenever I go to my Care Credit, I can see that I paid off $1,000 out of the $9,000. So I should have $8,000 remaining for me, but it shows me $8,070 remaining for me because the $30 is missing, and in the statement I can see a charge fee of $30. So it kind of dawned on me that I have to call Synchrony Bank. Synchrony Bank is the place where I'm supposed to communicate this time. Last time I tried to communicate to Care Credit, then I communicated to Chase Bank. This time I'm gonna call Synchrony Bank. Me, the dumb ASS, did not know Synchrony Bank and Care Credit are same thing. They are like a conjoint agency that work together. So I thought, hey, I'm gonna call Synchrony Bank this time and complain about Care Credit for pulling the money out of my account. So I hung up with Chase Bank, called Synchrony Bank, and voila, that call went to the Care Credit number because they are the same agency. So Care Credit, Synchrony Bank, same thing. I called Synchrony Bank, told them about my problem. I explained everything. I went through the the bot that tells you all the details about the world that you don't want to hear and asks you all the questions that you don't want to tell nobody, like a social security number. Then it makes you wait for a long time. Finally, I got to a customer service agent, told her all my problems, my whole history of what happened over the last 1 month, and then the call dropped. Dead in there. So I made my fourth call of the day again to Care Credit this time. I thought I'm going to dispute it. So I went to the Synchrony Care Credit login. I tried to dispute it from there and it said I have to call them back. So I made my fourth call. I called Synchrony Bank. I went in with the dispute, and the guy who picked up the call, he barely speaks English. I mean, I shouldn't be the judge of anyone speaking English because I don't speak very good English. But that guy's English is not where it should be if you want to work in customer service. No hate. Just, buddy, get better at this or let someone better do the job who can speak a little better English, like a little better. Okay. Luckily, I didn't have to go through the whole thing with the guy. I told him my whole story and he told me he was going to refer me to somebody else, like a specialist in that area. And I was like, okay, thank goodness. I'm getting somebody whose English is better than me, not worse than me. Better than mine, not worse than mine. So this time, I got a nice lady who sounds like she knows the deal. And I told her my whole story. And she tried really hard to see if she could help me with the $30. And she figured out that what happened with me is that I had a dog. Calling her a dog kind of hurts because she was more than a dog to me. But, if you have a dog, a dog is more than a dog to you. I had a dog named Tina, and she had a very bad neurological condition. So for her, I had activated the care credit for the first time in, I think, 2020. And at the time, the vet clinic had set up the auto payment. After Tina passed away, I did not use care credit in all these years. Before Tina passed away, actually, after getting her out of the hospital and using care credit for one time, I never used care credit again in all these years. So when my eye clinic activated the care credit again for me, the auto payment carried over. And that's what had set up my whole payment to the statement balance of $8,000. So care credit really didn't pull any undue stunt on me. The auto payment was already set up from the vet clinic because that's what I had asked them to do at that time. And now this time the auto payment carried over and I got charged $8,000 since I didn't have the money, and the money bounced back to my account. So I got a fee of $30. So there was really nothing the nice lady in the Synchrony Bank could do for me. So I said, ma'am, I understand, but can I put a dispute? Because I really need my $30. Like, I didn't know the struggle of being an American. I was so struggling being a third world poor slumdog all my life that I didn't know it doesn't really get too much better if you're in the USA. I mean, yes, I don't have to be afraid of the Sharia law. I can go out in the sun, I can run, I can play. I have my freedom just like, almost, not just like, but almost like a man has. And I thought that would solve all my problems, but now I have all these American problems and this doesn't make anything easier. Like the $30. I lost it because I had an auto payment set up in 2020 and now it carried over and I didn't even know. So I asked the lady, can you please put a dispute for me? And she was like, yeah, but what should I put in the dispute charge? And I said, can you make it like unknown fee, like hidden fee? And she was like, all right, I'm gonna make it a hidden fee. And then she went with the process. She understood, she understands, she's a working woman. Every working person knows the struggle that your paycheck never matches up with the costs that you have to bear. It's like the way everything is set up, it's really hard to make money, but it's even harder to keep the money for yourself by the end of the month. So she placed the dispute for me, and then she said, you have to wait 60 days to hear back from Care Credit regarding the investigation of the issue. And to be honest, I think I'm not gonna get the money back. I'll be surprised if Care Credit doesn't decide to spank me and say, hey, I loan you the money and now that's how you pay me back. You put a dispute on my name, you little leech. But you know, what can I do? It's $30. It's like half a week's grocery. Or if I consider my dog who likes to eat, or if I consider my fat ASS, that's like a whole day's worth of food. Because I love to eat. But anyway, I hope I get the $30 back. And I also asked the lady, like, ma'am, when I go to Care Credit and Synchrony Bank, I don't see any auto payment set up anywhere. I only found out I have an auto payment because I got the charge and then I called Care Credit. How do I know if I have an auto payment set up or this kind of hidden charges in the future? And she said, are you using the app? And I realized for the first time that I haven't been using the Care Credit app. What I have been using is the website. I just Googled Care Credit login and I logged in and I saw my statement balance and I could make my payments through the website. That's what I've been doing. But if I had the app installed in the first place, I would have seen the auto payment box at the bottom that was checked in, and I would have known that I was going to get charged with $30. $30. I wish I had done that before. So that's my whole story. Even though I put the dispute in, and I thank the nice lady, and I thank all the people who picked up a call on the morning after the Thanksgiving night. Thanks to everyone for assisting me. And thanks to my stupid self that I didn't have the app installed before, but I just installed the app right now and I'm making the video. Like, I didn't even go to comb my hair and put on some makeup or anything to make the video, because if I try to do that, I will end up not making the video at all and I won't be able to rant. I want to give you the rant raw and fresh right after the phone call ended. Me losing the $30 will at least get made up if I can make the video and somebody hears it and gets benefited from it. That if you take any loan from Care Credit, please install the app. If you have anything to do with Synchrony Bank, install their app too. If you do anything with anybody ever, find out if that person has an app. Install that app so you know what charges they're gonna hit you with. Thanks to Care Credit for loaning me the money that I was able to have the eye surgery. I mean, I'm really grateful. Like, my poor ass couldn't make the money to get the eye surgery in one go ever. I waited all these years to hope that I would make the money to be able to pay it cash. That's not gonna happen. Care Credit saved my eyes. See, my eyes? I had eye surgery. Because of Care Credit, I was able to do so. So thank you so much for that. But also, if you have Care Credit, download the app. I will make a detailed video about my eye surgery, the costs. I don't know about the hidden costs yet, but the regular costs and all that. And if you've watched my video, thank you for watching. I'll be making more videos soon. And if you like to hear me rant, you're in the right place. If you don't like to hear me rant, this is not the place for you. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye and happy Thanksgiving. Oh, no, wait. I'm not even allowed to say that anymore, is it? I have to learn more about American history. But happy holidays. Take care and bye.